Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Where today guys, I am back on One Piece Banner Rush to bring you guys another video. Where today guys, today's video is going to be a bit different. It's going to be a prediction video. Now if you couldn't tell by the title and thumbnail, I'm going to make my predictions on who I think is, or rather what I think the character I'm predicting is going to happen is Kid and whatnot, because I know this character is coming to the game at some point, and the character that I'm talking about is versus Blackbeard, Trafalgar Law, because we all know that Blackbeard is coming to the game, the EX version of him at least. We all know he's going to be added to the game at some point, so it would just make sense that they add Law alongside him. And you guys know me, Law is my #1 favorite character in all of One Piece, so if I can get him by himself when he was fighting Blackbeard with like his awakened devil fruit powers, oh my god, that would be my main. I would main that man. I'm gonna get him 6-star and everything, man. I will do everything in my power to get that man 6-star. But you get the gist though. This is gonna be a little prediction video on how I think the character is gonna be like. Keep in mind that all the images that you're going to see in this video are made by me. This took me a very long time to make. This took me hours. It may not even seem like much, but trust me, this took a lot of time because I had to think about how I'm gonna do this, you know. I gotta think about the traits and whatnot. This took me quite a while to do, so give me some credit. If you see someone who's, I doubt it will happen, but if you see someone who took my stuff, make sure you call them out saying like, hey, you stole this, Marcel TG made this, yada yada yada, you know, because I want it to be credit at least. I don't mind them using it, but at least credit me, at least credit who made it, right? So yeah, enough of me yabbering on. Let's get on with it. Alrighty guys, so here we are with my predictions on versus Blackbeard Law. Again, all the images that you're going to see in this video are made by me. This took a very, very, very long time to do because I specifically worded these traits and stuff to how Bondi would do it, you know? So, yeah. Make sure you work with me here. And if you like all the stuff that I did right here, let me know in the comments. I might do more videos like this, you know? Where we can all brainstorm together what characters can be like in the future. But stuff like that. But, anywho, let's get on with it. So, for roles, here's my prediction. I think this Law will be an attacker 100%. I don't really see him being a defender. Definitely not a defender. He can maybe be a runner, maybe, but 100% I am definitely leaning towards him being an attacker. Law was fighting Blackbeard the entire time during this, so I think it will just make perfect sense for him to be an attacker, a perfect attacker. Yeah, I think that just fits him the most. Now, when it comes to elements, I definitely see him being blue. Definitely a blue attacker. I say blue attacker because the last blue attacker we have gotten was called Gara. Now, I'm just going off based off how when the character, like, you know, like when these attackers were released. The latest red and green attacker is S-Hawk and Jabra. Jabra was just released today at the time I'm recording this, so yeah. I think since we already have a red and green, we might as well get Law as a blue attacker. Of course, we might get another blue attacker already by the time, you know, I'm recording this or like in the future or whatnot. But let's just say Law were to like release pretty like in a few days or so, he will definitely be a blue attacker. That's what I think. Now, that's about it for this part. So let's move on to the traits, shall we? Well, no, not the traits, the skills. My fault, the skills. Alrighty guys, so here we are with Law Skill 1. Now keep in mind, when I was making these skills and traits, I was getting heavily inspired by Onigashima Law, and I took some traits from other attackers as well, but this was mainly inspired by Onigashima Law, so take that to heart whenever you're reading this stuff, okay? But here we go. Skill 1, Shock Willie. You know, the thing he did against Blackbeard. This skill has a 32-second cooldown at level 5, of course. So this is going to be one of those skills to where it's a charging skill, obviously, and whenever you start charging it, Law won't be pushed away. So like think of Yace whenever Yamato is doing skill 2. You know how like she can't be moved or anything when she's charging it? Think of it like that. Law will hold his ground. Now, when Law begins charging up this sword, think of it like, think of Filmred Shanks whenever he's charging up his Grithon thrust. Like, you know how he has like his sword to his side? Think of it like that. Law's gonna have the sword to his side, charging it. But then whenever you let go of the skill button, Law's gonna thrust the sword forward and it's gonna start extending. Now, whenever you do this attack can go through walls. Since this skill is very similar to Puncture Willy, they're both really similar, but instead of going vertical, it's gonna go horizontal, so sideways. So again, this skill can go through walls, so you can catch your opponents off guard with it real easily. This skill can also disregard damage reduction, because I took inspiration from Puncture Willy. I just took everything that it can do and just put it to Law, because it just makes sense, right? Now, again, since it's a charging skill, it has multiple stages. It has 4 different attacks it can do. There's the non-charge, the charge, the double charge, and the triple charge. Now, if you don't charge the skill, if you just let go of it immediately upon tapping the skill, it does a short range attack. If you let go on the first charge, it does a mid-range attack. If you let go on the second charge, it does a long-range attack. But if you let go on the third charge, it does a longer range attack, because we've seen how far Law can stretch his sword out. Extremely far. So I think it just makes sense that he has insane range on skill 1. It just makes the most amount of sense to me. So yeah, to recap, Law can't be pushed away when doing this. He's also can go through walls when doing this, and it can also disregard damage reduction, and it has an insane amount of range. So you could probably snipe people across the map with this skill, and they will probably not even notice it. So that's about it for this skill. Let's move on to skill 2. Alrighty guys, so that's it for skill 1. Let's move on to skill 2, shall we? So this skill takes heavy inspiration from Onigashima Law skill 2, the immutation skill. I'm gonna put a clip of what that skill does on the screen right now. As you can see, when Law puts the room down, whenever he swings his sword, or in this case do a normal attack, it attacks the entire room. So you don't even have to be facing your opponent directly. As long as they're inside the room and you're inside the room as well, and you start pressing that normal attack, they're going to get hit by your normal attacks. It's very deadly, and you can see it's hitting multiple times too. Well, it's supposed to hit multiple times, but these guys are probably getting one-shotted for all I know. So yeah, that's how this skill is going to work. It's going to work pretty similar to that, but it's going to be even better. Instead of you having to be inside the room for it to work, you can be anywhere you want. Because we've seen Law put down the room, or Kroom in this case, and he swung his sword and it affected it. So that means Law can just put it down anywhere he wants and it will just affect it. He don't have to be inside it no more, since he awakened his devil fruit. So I think this will be a really cool thing to put in the game. Like, once you press the skill button, he'll put it down. Then once it's down, anytime you press the normal attack button, it will cause a sword swing effect inside the Kroom, and that will damage whoever is inside it. Now, do keep in mind, this only hits them one time. It doesn't hit them multiple times. It hits them one time. So if Law's hitting them, his Law himself's going to hit them, and then the room is going to hit them, and that's it. It's going to hit them a maximum of 2 times. But if it's just a Kroom there, it's only going to hit them 1 time. So keep that in mind when using it, okay? That's about it for this skill. It has a 40-second cooldown, and that's about it. There's more to this skill when we go into the traits. So let's go on. Let's move on to that now, shall we? Alrighty guys, so here's the one we all been waiting for, Law's traits. Now, I did put a lot of thought into these traits. I try not to make them too broken, but I try not to give him too much either, because at the end of the day, this is a bounty fest, so he shouldn't have too many traits, right? So, yeah, let's do this. So, character traits. When in your specific trait area, in other words, if you're inside your Kroom, resist stagger, knockback, and you nullify status effects. So, if you're inside your Kroom, you have all those benefits. If you're outside it, you lose those benefits. So you gotta play kind of smart. Like, okay, should I leave my Kroom or should I stay inside it? Those types of situations. When attacking an enemy, a 10% chance to inflict anti-heal for 15 seconds. So normally I was gonna make it 50%, just like the EX Claw, but I said nah, because like the Kroom is hitting multiple times, so I think I should give it like a low percent chance, since you're gonna be multi-hitting because of your Kroom. So give it a 10% chance. You're gonna get it off 10%. It's not really that big of a deal. And when your HP is 50% or more, boost will canal reduction speed of skill 2 by 50%. So in other words, you have access to your Kroom faster. So since it's 50% and the Kroom has a 40-second cooldown, you're going to get it back within 20 seconds or so. Now, that is really short, but keep in mind your HP has to be above 50%. Once it's below that, you gotta wait 40 seconds. So yeah, and plus you need to have access to your Kroom since you need to get these benefits anyway. And that's enough for these character traits. So let's move on to the actual traits. Alrighty guys, so that's it for the character trait. So here's trait 1. When attacking an enemy with the element that you are strong against, increase your damage by 30%, get a skill 1 cooldown 5% for each hit, and also increase the cooldown time of the enemy's skill by 3% for each hit. Now, keep in mind, since you're a blue element, you're only strong against reds and darks. If you're fighting a blue, green, or light element, these traits will not kick in. You're not getting that 30% damage increase, you're not getting that skill 1 cooldown, and you're not taking away their skills. So they have the upper hand against you still, but you, on the other hand, have upper hand against red and dark. So make sure you take advantage of that, you know. When attacking enemies with a skill, recover 50% of damage given up to 10,000. So let's say, for instance, you did Punk Shock Willie. That did 10k damage. You're going to heal 5k. Now, you may be wondering, okay, what about skill 2? Can you heal off that? Does that count as a skill? Yes. Now, the way how the healing is going to work when it comes to the Kroom, think of it like this. So whenever you do a normal attack, like I said, the Kroom is going to attack 1 time. Whenever the Kroom does attack, that's how you heal. Each hit that the Kroom does, it's going to heal you. Let's say, for instance, Kroom did 1,000 damage per hit. You're going to heal 500 HP per hit. So if Kroom hit like 4 times, like if you were doing 1-2s and you get like 4 hits in with your Kroom, you heal 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. You got 2,000 HP back right there. That's how the healing is going to work when it comes to Kroom, you know? So you have like a good constant way of healing. And you also reduce damage by 30% since you need damage reduction. You don't want to be a swooshy motherfucker with literally no damage reduction at all. Alright, that's it for this. Let's move on to the second traits. Alrighty guys, so here's trait 2 of Law. For a set period of time, when using skill 1, resist stagger, being down, and knock back, and also reduce damage received by 70%. So when you're using skill 1, they can't interrupt you unless they hit you with a status effect. However, if you're inside your Kroom and you decide to do skill 1, you're pretty much immortal in a way. They can't status affect you, they can't, you know, knock you back or anything, and they can't really necessarily kill you because you have 100% damage reduction. Because remember, Law has 30% damage reduction just in general. You don't have to have no benefits or anything. You just have flat 30% damage reduction. So with that 70%, you have 100% damage reduction. But keep in mind, once skill 1 ends, you're back down to 30, so you can easily get killed again. So be careful when doing this still. And you gotta also be careful that people don't dodge your skill 1, because they can't just wait for you to dodge it, because I would imagine they make skill 1 a pretty easy skill to dodge. Well, all the things they can do, they gotta make it an easy skill to dodge. You gotta use it like a surprise attack type skill. And lastly, the final trait, when you nullify status effects, you recover 15% HP. Yeah, this is a really simple trait. I couldn't really think of a simple trait to give him, and I didn't want to give him a broken trait either. So I was like, okay, you know what? Let's give him a trait just for being inside your Kroom, you know? If you nullify a status effect, you heal. So you can see this Law has a lot of good ways of healing. So he has a good sustainability, and he has damage reduction. So he has a way of surviving if he were to exist in this game. And of course, since he's a bounty fest, he's gonna have the typical boost trait of being able to heal 20. Did I say heal? He's gonna have the basic boost trait of increasing his crit damage by 20%. All attackers have this boost trait, except for EX attackers, of course. But yeah, though, that's it, guys. That's the Law that I thought of. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is too broken? Do you think it's, could use some more things? Let me know in the comments. And if you like it, if you think it's perfectly balanced, let me know, okay? Let me know if I did a good job on this. This is my first time ever doing this. I just want to test this out and see what you guys think, because I'm very excited for when this guy does drop. This could be my main. I'm going to be main this dude. You guys know me. I am main blue, and I main defenders. But if it's my boy Law, I can't skip out on that. I don't care what element or what class he is, I'm going for my boy. But yeah, though, I'm saving up my rainbow diamonds for the day he eventually drops. Thank you guys for watching this video to the end. If you enjoyed, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe on post notifications, and I'll of course see you guys next video. All right, peace out, everybody.